I'm coming in to set up location number 2 of the season. And I am coming in loaded for bear. I'm gonna spend the day out here seeing what I can find for sign. Big open water trapping, and I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna get the day started. I found a location I'm gonna set up for set number 1. The beaver has already started doing a caster mound here. I'm in this cove, and I have the 2 big culverts that run under the road right there. So this should put the scent, I say the prevailing wind is blowing this way. That should put my lure in the nostrils of any traveling beaver. But I'm gonna build me a caster mound right here, get the trap bedded, run it out into deep water and anchored off. We'll take a look at this set when I'm done, and we'll go over here and take a look at the reason why I've set it here is because of the big culverts that run under the road. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Caster 1 set right there, going in. I've had some questions about my sets, what I use for deep water anchors. I don't run rebar because, like you can see, there's no water till you get out here about 12-14 feet. So I'm running cables. My whole set can easily be carried in one hand. I'm running 5-foot sections of EMT. You know, it's fairly thick conduit tubing for a deep water anchor. And I've got a double ferrule and a single stop that I can use to cinch up on my tubes out in deep water. This system I've come up with to use for canoe trapping is very light and very effective. I mean, the whole set, you're just talking about the trap, a cable, and an anchor out in deep water. One handful. So this set's almost complete. Then we'll go over here and look at the cross tubes underneath the road. This is why I've set these. I've got these giant culverts. I mean giant culverts that run under the road right here. And all the beaver, otter, muskrat, everything. That's a kayak paddle. That's all that's sticking out of the water. So it's big and deep, but its proximity to the road right there makes it so you cannot set this. You have to be a good little piece away from the road. I got that one, and I got this other culvert right here. Everything traveling through here is going to duck and come through these culverts. So that's why I've chosen to set the caster mound on the travel route closest to these culverts, where anything will get a whiff of that caster lure and come check it out. But I'll keep moving and see what I can get into this morning. Here's just a shout out to the Hammer Trapline Products. I had him make me a heat treated driver for these oversized wolf fangs, and it is an awesome driver. I have beat the stuffing out of this thing, and there's no sign of wear at all. The paint's gone, but the driver itself is tougher than nails, because it's got to be when you're trying to put in an anchor that big. And I have chosen this site because I've had several older caster mounds right here. I've chosen to build my own right here in the back end of this little cove. And everything traveling this river and coming through these coves is kind of like a scent post for coyotes, or a marker for the other beaver in the territory. Hey, I'm here. All these coves have these bigger mound locations, and multiple beavers will use it. So right here I have dug a bed, built my own caster mound. I'm going to use some of my Alpha Delta caster lure on the mound, finish this setup, and do just like I did on the first set. Anchor it, bed the trap, move out in deeper water, and drive the anchor. So we'll finish this set and keep moving down. I'll do stuff like this to hide a stake end. On this one, when I beat the stake in the ground out in the deeper water, I took what I could find locally was just an old floating beer can and shoved it down over the stake end so it camouflages that. So it just gives it a beer can look. I mean, nobody's going to pay attention to that. So, yep, there's set number 2. We'll keep moving. Just getting into the next cove, and this is some of the stuff I'm looking for. In all these coves, the resident beaver are going to set up their castor mounds. I can see the run coming into it, and I'm going to get up in here and make a set. All these coves, the resident beaver will be marking as their territory. It's just something over the years I've noticed and use it to my advantage. So we'll get up there and take a look. Here I am at this mound location. Putting in a TS85. I've already taken some of my castor lure, put it on some vegetation I just pulled up on top to freshen it up. Now, every local beaver that comes through here is going to check these mounds, get a strange castor smell, and they're going to have to come check it out. They can't leave that alone. I'll get the trap beaded right here where I've got it anchored up already. I've already got a bed dug right here. I got it centered up here. I moved this stick in right here for fencing. Left these pine sticks right here for fencing. Trap's going to be right here, bedded off to the left side just a little bit. And I got castor lure here and castor lure up here mixed in this vegetation. And watered in so we get really good scent dispersion. I'm going to finish this set, move it out in deep water, anchor it off, and keep moving. What I've got is just a little bitty levee right here that it's only 20-30 feet across, this little levee, and it's going to create a shortcut, whereas if you was going to go around the point and way back around through there to get to that section of the river, it's probably 500 yards, or you can go across these little crossovers and be 20-30 feet. I'm seeing some sign of activity, but not super fresh. And this is going to be the kind of little trails where an otter would make a cross over here. So I am going to bed a trap right here in hopes that the otters come through. And instead of going 500-600 yards around in the river, they'll just come over here, go over this trail, and take the shortcut. I'm going to put this trail in on this crossover and see if it picks up, because I catch a few otters every year, and some of the goofiest little sets like this is what makes the catch. I'll finish this set and keep moving. I'll tell you, setting these no BS beaver extremes on your leg, mind you, they're just 2 coil, but it's still going to make you grunt. They are some kind of stout. You can't help but jump when that thing drops off into the night latch too, when you're pulling the pan down ready for the set. But right there's the crossover. Trap's going to be right here. I am going to put a little castor on the trail to give it a scent that creates curiosity, and move the deep water anchor out and keep moving down. My next stop is going to be over there around that island. A lot of times these bigger beaver out in the river will get out on them islands, and that's where they spend their time, because no predators can get to them because it's out in the middle of the river, and it's just a good place to look. I've caught some really big beaver over there around that island. We're going to paddle over there and look. Well, I have paddled around the island and seeing some light sign, but not enough to make it make me want to go set it. There's no runs, there's no slides, no mound. It's just passers-by. So I'll keep moving. I have to remind myself to bring in some 330s tomorrow. I found a run right here. Hard bottom, mud up here, hard bottom, and it comes back up out of it. It's in this cleaned off bank. You know, there's a bank den going in right there. What I did is I followed the clean ditch that you can see in the weeds and vegetation. It led me right to that bank den. I'm gonna put a 330 in that tomorrow. Right here I found another run going right up through there, and there's gonna be a bank den over here or over here. But I'm coming in with some 330s, but you can see that run. Vegetation's cleared out, and they're gonna be into that cleared off steep hillside. They're gonna have dens going in it somewhere, but I'll find them tomorrow with some 330s and poking around. That's a telltale sign in this vegetation that you've got runs going into bank dens. I mean, this is what I was talking about. I found the bank dens around the corner. That's probably going to be the 2-year-olds that have been kicked out of the main house, and I found the main house right here. They have got it mudded up all kind of different ways, but they have created like a bank lodge. But they have mounded sticks over it, like a stick lodge out in the lake. Might as well say, welcome. Here I am. These are going to get caught. They got fresh mudding all up on the house. Got runs coming right through here going into the house. I'm bringing some 330s tomorrow. But right now I'm looking for places to pick them off with caster mounts. I'll try to get the canoe up in here and take a better look at it. That's what I'm talking about. They got it all mudded up. They've been dragging mud and sticks, and it's just like a billboard. It's like, here's my house, come catch me. I think I'm gonna have to try to put in a caster mound right here. This will blow their mind. And then come in with some 330s and pick them off. But a caster mound right in here with some strange caster on it should produce a catch, because this is their house. It's fresh mud, fresh sticks. Well, dragging up older sticks, but it's fresh mudding. They are home. I'll finish the set and we'll look at it in a minute. I've got these hollowed out cavernous banks that I'm just right down from that lodge. I have a place here to make a perfect caster mound. I got deeper water here that needs a bottom edge set on it right next to those weeds, because I feel they've got a den in there somewhere. I haven't found the run yet, but it's deeper right next to those weeds. But I am going to put in a caster mound. This 18-wheeler get by. I am going to put in a caster mound right here and get their attention and hopefully make a catch here, and I can pull that off into deeper water out here on a drowning set. I'll get that set made and we'll look at it in a minute. There's the mound I have created and freshened up an old one. Got it cabled off in that Bigfoot's, soft mud anchor. I'm gonna be going in with a no BS Beaver Extreme, and should be a catch here. There's a beaver lodge not 60 yards up from where I'm at. A lot of activity in the area. Something smells this. It's gonna be caught. I'll get the set finished and keep moving. Putting in this caster mound over on the private ground where I got permission to trap, and the landowner is working with me on the bounty program, so whatever I catch over here on his property, I'll turn in the tails for. I've taken and excavated a bed, a trap bed, and pulled all the mud and created a caster mound on top of an old existing mound of theirs. I've put in sticks and fencing here and here to give me a target for the beaver to come in and approach. I want to get my set put in right here, and we'll take a look at it when I'm done. I'm coming in on this caster mound. I have a trail going back through here to where they got the woods dammed up. But I'm putting the caster mound in here, got the TS-85 bedded right here. I'm gonna put my caster lure on it, pull it out in as deep as water as I can get to, anchor it off. It's just the eye appeal alone on this set. Anything coming by here is going to see this beaver ditch. And yeah, I shoved the canoe up in there to make it a little wider, make it more visible. But you can see that mound from a long ways off. I've topped it off with fresh vegetation, mud, and my caster lure. And I've got it on a long cable coming out here to that metal pole. It's gonna be one mad beaver when I get in here tomorrow, but he'll be out here waiting on me. This one should hit. We'll see in the morning. Found this other little crawl out / mud island where the beaver are coming in here spending a good bit of time. I want to construct a caster mound here to get their attention. And all I need them to do is come check it out one time and they'll be caught. But we'll take a better look at it when I get the set complete. Here's a look at my finished set. Now I have taken the debris and vegetation and stuff I could pull up, made me a mound, and I've taken some of my caster lure and doped it up. But where I excavated for the mud, I have a cypress knee on this side, and I left mud in a ridge right here, giving me a fencing that should provide an approach right here for the beaver to step in the TS-85. I'm going to run my cable out into deeper water, anchor it off. This one looks and feels very, very good. Something should happen here. The whole place smells like beaver caster. It's very active. Every year, this little mound structure right here has got generational mounds. I mean, it's like a marker. It's right here on a point. Every year I'll catch beaver and otter in this location. I caught a female otter in here last year on this mound. I'm gonna get up there, make my own caster mound on theirs to make my presence known, make them curious, and wash, rinse, and repeat on the drive a anchor in, set the trap, come out in deep water, anchor it off. But these are the kind of mounds that'll be used every generation of beaver. It's one of the mounds that every time you come in here, put a trap there because you're going to make a catch. I see fresh debris and all kind of stuff pulled up here where it's been actively used. They're entering the water right here. So right in this area, I will bed my trap to catch the roaming otters and every passing beaver that gets a whiff of this new caster smell in here on their territory. So I'll get that done and move on down to the next set's locations. Well, I wound up creating my own mound right here on this bank of old caster mounds that's used every year. I built my own caster mound right there, used my own lure on it, where it's only about 4 or 5 inches deep right in front of it. Kind of a natural corridor trail path for them to approach the scent and caster mound anyway. But beaver and otter will use this area. I've caught beaver here, I've caught otter here, and whatever gets in the set, that's what I'm going for right now. But it's a great looking set. I'm gonna keep moving. I got some observers. I got 3 coots right here in front of me. They just refuse to fly. Well, there they go, finally. They've just been paddling along with me for about 100 yards. They just ain't scared of nothing. Cool to see. You don't ever get to see them up real close. These things was within 10 yards of me most of the time. Well, I've come a pretty good little ways without encountering any new sign. And now the new sign, new chew sticks, new castor mounds have started. So it tells me I'm probably getting into the next colony in this location. But I am going to take and build up this castor mound right here and top it off with my castor lure, bed a trap, anchor it off and keep going, because this is the first good mound I've run into in full 500 yards. This could be the start of a new colony or just the perimeter of the colony that was up there. Either way, I'm going to doctor it up and see if we can't make a catch here. We'll see you in a minute. I'm right across from the new bank lodge I found, and I'm coming over here to set up a castor mount. The prevailing wind is coming from this way. And that bank lodge and feed piles right over there. I want to put in 2 or 3 sets across from the bank lodge to draw their attention over here and hook them up, you know, use the wind to my advantage. We'll put the trap right there and draw the cable tied out in deep water and set the drowner cable. We'll set this one and move down. I'm getting another little castor mound set up directly across from this bank lodge. And I want to use the broadcasted scent dispersion from the prevailing wind to put this lure in the beaver's nose. If that happens, he'll be over here. And I've dug out a bed right here and broadcast the diluted lure water mixture. You'll take about a thimble and a half full of the castor lure and about half a jar of water. Shake it up, you can get 5 or 6 sets out of that, as opposed to one if you was dipping a stick in it and just smeared it around. It's just something I use down here because we don't get a lot of freeze up, and it helps your scent and your lures last a little longer. You know, hey, it's not like I don't know the lure makers, so I can get more, but I like to be frugal and cheap. I'm getting this set finished and keep moving. I'm putting in another castor mound set on the upwind side of that last beaver lodge I just found. This, as far as I know, has never been hit. A lot of fresh activity. I'm gonna doctor this up. I got the bed made with CS85 right here in about 3 inches of water. I'll make them come up in here and step on it. Like I say, wash, rinse, repeat. I'll get this set put in and keep moving.